Hi, I'm Marilyn San Clemente of Stamp with Marilyn, and welcome to my creative playground. Today I'm going to show you how to do some watercoloring on watercolor paper, and I love this technique, and I have not done it in such a long time. So let me show you how to do this, and let's get started. I have this gorgeous new Happy Hibiscus set. And this set is a bundle, and it comes with dies to cut everything out, and also this detailed embossing folder, the 3D embossing folder that embosses the hibiscus. And let me show you that. It looks like this. Isn't that really cool? I love that. So, but the main thing I wanted to show you today was just the watercoloring technique and how I did that. So I have this really pretty fluid 100 watercolor paper that's Stampin' Up! Sells. What you need to do this is a Versamark pad and some white embossing powder. And the white embossing powder is now part of the Basics collection of embossing powder, which is white, black, gold, and silver. I think that there's 4 colors in that collection. There could be a copper color as well. So what you're going to do is you have your Versamark pad. And for the hibiscus, because we're doing watercoloring, we want the outline version of the stamp. And there's three pieces that come together. It's all one stamp, which is in a way nice, because then the die cuts out 3 pieces at the same time as well. And so what I'm going to do is just ink this up with the Versamark. Stamp on my watercolor paper. Oh, and I didn't think about it, but you may want to put one of our pads underneath. Oops, well, I think it's okay. And you can't see because it's Versamark and it's clear. And then we're just going to pour this over. Tap that off and then heat that up. And you will get, after you heat this up, I'm not going to do that right now because it's very loud. You will get these. Once you heat it up and cut it out, you will have these. So there's 3. There's a large hibiscus, a medium hibiscus, and a little bud. So I have those, and then I have also done some leaves. So what I'm going to do today is to show you how to color this using our inks and a water brush. So let's get started. And this is one of the cards. There are 3 cards in this set. I love this set. And this paper is Refreshed Beauty. And it is on the last chance list, but it is beautiful. It's got these gorgeous Granny Apple Green, Daffodil Delight, the Lemon Lolly, Flirty Flamingo. It's just got some beautiful, beautiful colors in it. The Peach Pie, Lemon Lime Twist. Just some really, and there's some beautiful designs in here. So I have used that paper. And again, it is on the last chance list, and it is retiring. So if you want some, I would go out and get it. And it is marked down, I believe, to $7 or $8. I'm not sure. But okay, so the next thing that I want to do is show you how to actually do this watercoloring technique. And it's actually pretty easy. So these have obviously been stamped and embossed. Is show you my favorite way to do this is to use a block. There's a couple of different things that you can do. You can take your pad, you can squeeze it, which is hard to do because I'm old. Make a little puddle of ink and then use that puddle of ink, or you can do this. I like to take my pad and just make a corner like that. So there's this is actually lemon lime twist and not granny apple green. I grabbed the wrong one, but that's okay. Here's my Daffodil Delight. So I'm going to put that over here. There we go. And basically what I'm doing is just adding ink to these blocks. There we go. So this is Peach and that's Daffodil Delight. This is the Lemon Lime Twist. So it's going to be a little bit lighter than Granny Apple Green for the backgrounds. And then this is Petunia Pop, which is one of my favorite in colors right now. So this one was colored with Flirty Flamingo. This particular card was colored with Petunia Pop. So there's you know, multiple things going on here. So lots of different colors, as hibiscuses are. Hibiscuses do have a lot of different colors. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I have a watercolor pen or brush. I'm going to grab a paper towel here. That's the best way to kind of clean the brush off in between things. And let's start with this one and make this Petunia Pop. And I want to put a little bit of yellow in the center there. So I'm just going to do that. So you want your brush to be wet, but not too wet. And then what I like to do is just go like this, do this. And because this is watercolor paper, the paper is going to absorb the ink, but also you can use water, or the more water that you use, the lighter the color will be. And as you can see, the color is lightening up as we go down. And I'm just going to let this, I'm going to add a little more color in here. And the water also helps the color move around a bit. Okay, and you can make it as light or as dark as you want. And as we know, no two flowers are the same. There we go. Here's the little pink. Here's the little pink one, a bud. Okay, and all I'm going to do is just get this a little wet and clean this off. And again, you can add more water to this to kind of lighten it up a little bit if you want. Let's do our leaves while we're here. This is kind of wobbly. I didn't realize how wobbly my table is. And as you can see, this is Lemon Lime Twist. It's a bit lighter. It's a shade lighter than the Granny Apple Green. But I just love this technique. And then what you can do is you can blot that. And you do need to set them aside and let them dry a little bit. But after you've blotted the excess ink off, you may want to go back in and make it just a little bit darker again too. There we go, like that. Okay, and it's just, I love this technique. There we go. So there's a few leaves, and let me show you, let's do a couple more colors. Let's do a peach. Okay, so I'm taking that, and let's do this. Okay, and I want to add a little bit of yellow. Actually, I'm going to go back in here and add more yellow to the center here. Okay, and then I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to this one. And pick up some more of the peach and go back over. And I do have a bit of water, so I'm just going to blot that a little bit. So I want to make that a little bit darker. There we go. Now let's color one of the little ones peach. Now Stampin' Up has these are some old watercolor brushes that Stampin' Up had. There is a newer set, but what I heard was that particular vendor has gone out of business, so Stampin' Up will be changing, so I'm not sure what the new watercolor brushes will look like. They may go back to this design, or they may stay with the other one. I'm not sure. Okay, now let's do some yellow. And as you can see, I've got a big concentration of yellow on there. We'll let that soak in. And because these flowers are little and there's so much of that flower that is embossed, you know, there's a big percentage of embossing on that flower rather than these ones that are a little bit larger. So you get more color on the larger flowers than you might on the smaller flowers. Okay. And like I said, you can work from the lid if you want, but I just wanted to show you this is another technique. If you're working with multiple colors, you can kind of make a palette similar to what an artist would do. Okay, so I'm pulling in, I wanted to get a much stronger yellow here. So I am pulling it off the lid. There we go. There's some nice shading. The lighter colors obviously take a little bit longer. There we go. So there's their peach. Oops, we'll let these dry. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to put these over here. And as you can see, it's actually curling a little bit too as it dries. Okay, so if I wanted to do some fun designs, one of the things that you can do is you can wet your whole paper. So this is watercolor paper, and I'm wetting this. And let's say we wanted to make a fun background with a rainbow type of effect. Okay, so I'm getting the paper wet. And now I'm going to take some yellow. Oops, the yellow may be too light. Okay, get it. So I have this bottle of water. So I've got yellow. I'm going to take, here's the petunia pop, and here's the peach. So let's take those three colors. Again, I'm going to spritz this a little bit. Okay. I'm going to add the petunia pop over here. And see how it's starting to travel a little bit because the paper's wet. So it will start to blend. And see how it's starting to blend with the yellow? Isn't that cool? And you do need a paper towel around to just keep wiping off. And I'm going to do now some peach over here. So that's peach pie, petunia pop, and daffodil delight. And as you can see, because this paper has curled a little bit, all the yellow from the daffodil delight, or a lot of the yellow from the daffodil delight, has kind of moved down. So now let's add some more. I'm going to spritz that some more. There it goes. You can pull off of your ink pad too. Okay. There we go. So let's move these out of the way. I'm going to spritz this some more. There we go. And then you can do this as well. And you can get these really cool stripes. Isn't that neat? So now what I could do is I can let this dry, set aside and dry, and then if I wanted to, I could go back and cut my hibiscus out of this without doing the embossing. But what I like about the embossing is just the way the colors move and just the variety of colors that you get and the shading that you can do with the water and the watercolor paper. And I did mean to grab Granny Apple Green and I didn't. I have the Lemon Lime Twist, but that's okay. These leaves will be a little bit lighter. There we go. And you can just keep going back and adding more color to them too, as you go. So that's my quick and easy watercolor lesson for today. Isn't this cool? You can see where the petunia pop and the peach have kind of blended, and then the daffodil. So there's some really cool stuff that you can do. So if you can do rainbows this way. So that's my very quick watercolor lesson for today. And I will be posting this tutorial online. And I just love this. Oops, sorry, I have it upside down. There we go. There's the inside of the card. And this one is on Very Vanilla. This one is on Basic White. I didn't do anything on the inside for that one. Shame on me, I should have. And then this one is on the new Basic Beige. Okay, and I didn't do anything on that one either. If you're not on my mailing list, go out to stampwithmarilyn.com. I do send out a newsletter each week that has all my specials and also Stamping Up's specials in it. So, and this is almost dry now. Isn't that cool? Look at the way the pink and the peach blended. So, okay, take care and have a great weekend.